Alright, what's going on everybody? Welcome back to another video here on the channel, and today we're going to be doing a little bit of an update video to one that we made back, I think it was last month or so at this point. It was basically a video kind of talking about this woman who was famous from a TV show called 90 Day Fiancé, had got a little bit of a side gig online where she was basically making hundreds of thousands of dollars from literally farting into jars and selling it on the internet. This woman has now become probably the world's first professional farter of all time, and, you know, like we said in the video, she was making all this money, right? She was doing all these crazy things. She literally had a page set up to where people could actually just straight up buy jarred farts from her, and it was like one of these things, kind of like OnlyFans. It's one of these trends. You've seen things like the whole Belle Delphine bathwater thing, right? Gamer girl bathwater. We've seen these different kind of stunts and whatnot go on online over time to begin with. But this woman was doing this with farts, and she ended up making over $200,000 doing so. Well, unfortunately, she has now been forced to retire from the fine art of professional farting into jars because she had a hospital visit that was at one point thought to be a life-threatening situation, but then was later revealed to be just part of her diet. A former reality star who made $200,000 or $148,000, I believe that would be pounds, from farting in jars has announced her retirement after she was rushed to the hospital for squeezing out one too many. Stephanie Matto, 31 from Connecticut, recently found herself in A&E with symptoms of a heart attack after experiencing shooting pains in her chest. Concerned doctors performed blood tests and an electrocardiogram, but later told the 90 Fiancé TV star that the symptoms were actually caused by excess gas from her frequent diet of beans, eggs, and banana protein shakes. Speaking about the moment she took ill, Steph said, quote, "I thought I was having a stroke and that these were my final moments. I was overdoing it." She began selling her farts in a jar in November last year after receiving requests on the adult content site Unfiltered. Okay, so this woman was a reality TV star that was basically just selling jarred farts. That was literally all that was happening. I know that's going to probably be a very divisive topic, right? It has proven to be so far. There's pretty much two different ways that people kind of lean on this one, right? Number one is, oh, this is weird. She's selling literally farts in a jar. That's obviously not, normal. That's not something that most people have ever been able to pull off. She's living life on recruit difficulty, right? She's got it as easy comes. There's that point of view, and then there's the other people who think that this is like a girl boss, and she's empowering women to go out there and be, entrepreneurs and start their own businesses, even if it is literally just farting in a fucking jar to sell to some weirdo in his socks on the internet. So if you don't know, basically they refer to her frequent diet here in this article of beans, eggs, and banana protein shakes, but like we talked about in the last video, she essentially had set up this like really weird diet that was, full of foods that are known to kind of make you fart and shit like that, so that she obviously could pump out as much content, quote unquote, as she could. So I guess this diet that she had built to basically fart more is actually what kind of caused the problem here. She thought she was having some sort of heart attack or a stroke or some shit. And it turns out that you can't eat 3 cans of Bush's baked beans every single day with some barbecue sauce and some little weenies cut up in it and expect to be fucking A-okay, right? I don't know how you couldn't even get tired of that, right? Like, just eating the same shit repeatedly, especially stuff that's intended to make you fart. Like, that feels not only disgusting, but it feels like eventually, after you ruined every pair of underwear and pants that you have with the repeated fucking skid marks like it's a highway during rush hour traffic, that you would eventually get a little tired of it, I feel like every day if my job was to wake up and basically turn my fucking pants into the Daytona 500 track at NASCAR with all the marks, I would eventually get pretty goddamn tired of that too. So, yeah, man, unfortunate that she can't continue to do her job. She was forced into an early retirement. Thankfully, though, I think her career was long enough for her to qualify for the E-Girl Jarred Product Hall of Fame, basically. I mean, we've got Belle Delphine with the bathwater, and now we have Stephanie Matto with the fart in a jar. So, yeah, and to address it, I don't know who would buy this shit either. I know, it's very odd. I don't know who's paying for this shit, especially how much. We're about to get into that, too. The unique product saw her rake in the cash at $1,000 per jar, though Steph offered a 50% discount during the festive period to keep up with demand, which saw her squeeze out up to 50 jars worth of farts a week. The self-proclaimed fartrepreneur opted for a fiber-high diet living off of beans and eggs. She later added protein shakes to the mix after discovering it made the farts smell worse. That might have been the worst paragraph ever written in human history. Like, I'm just imagining this bitch in a Rick and Morty-esque garage where she's got a bunch of fucking labs and test tubes, right? And she's sitting there trying to craft up the ultimate fart. Trying to see which rotten amalgamation of asshole gas she can shoot out and sell for the best product. Honestly, if Biden really wants to get the American people behind him again, he needs to immediately sign a presidential decree declaring all selling farts of jars to be fucking illegal. Like, she deadass was in the studio. I mean, no meme, she was in the studio cooking up. She was trying to figure out what she could fucking do to make these things stink worse. Thank God I can't read my Instagram comments on this one, man. I feel like if this was on Instagram, there'd be some insane shit getting commented. Thankfully, though, she did offer a 50% discount during the holiday season because, you know, what better way to treat yourself with a last-minute Christmas gift than to buy a $500 jar of some woman's farts off the internet? Word around the town is she also had the 2-day Farter's Favorite Plus shipping that even went through. Reliving the lead up to the hospital visit, Steph said, quote, "I remember within one day I had about 3 protein shakes and a huge bowl of black bean soup. I could tell that something was not right that evening when I was lying in bed and I could feel a pressure in my stomach moving upward. It was quite hard to breathe, and every time I tried to breathe in, I'd feel a pinching sensation around my heart, and that, of course, made my anxiety escalate. I actually called my friend and asked if they could come over to drive me to the hospital because I thought I was experiencing a heart attack. I ended up going to the hospital that evening. I didn't tell my doctors about the farting in the jar, but I did tell them about my diet. It was made clear that what I was experiencing wasn't a stroke or heart attack, but very intense gas pains. I was advised to change my diet and take a gas suppressant medication, which has effectively ended my business." So in a shocking blow to her fart jar business here, Steph has unfortunately been sidelined for the rest of her career. All of us here at the National Association of Rotten Assholes Unlimited want to go ahead and wish her a healthy retirement, a happy retirement. Nah, but on a real note, it probably is a good thing she didn't tell the doctors about the farting in a jar because she probably also would have had to do a 3-day stay at the fucking mental ward on the 4th floor. Can you imagine being a doctor and having to train for years upon years, right? Going through all this intensive medical school, doing all these crazy exams, and then literally saving people's lives. And then some patient comes in to tell you she made $250,000 in a fucking month or something like that by selling her asshole gas on the internet. They're already talking about a healthcare worker shortage because of the COVID pandemic and the vaccine mandates and everything like that. Can you imagine how many healthcare workers would be quitting out of this hospital if they found this shit out? I mean, to be fair, the doctors would have had to have been at least a little bit skeptical. I mean, if I'm a doctor and someone comes in and tells me they only eat fucking Campbell's chunky soup, beans, banana protein shakes, and fucking scrambled eggs so that they can fart as much as possible, yeah, I'm also going to be a little confused. I'm going to have a couple questions myself about that whole thing there, so... Honestly, though, it feels illegal knowing this story. I mean, like, I don't know, I just imagine, like, if time travel were possible, imagine you go back to, like, 1500, right? And you tell some random fucking peasant, I guess, in the streets, like, hey, by the way, in about 500 years, women are gonna be literally making themselves rich by selling farts. Motherfucker would have went back to ye old house and died at 22 from the common cold, right? Wondering how he could have just not been born in this time period. The world really is a very strange place, man. There are literally people on the other end of the planet who are living on less than $1 a day, right? Have no running water, have no electricity, nothing like that. They don't get a fucking basic education even, but there's people here in the first world making $250,000 farting in a jar and mailing it. They keep saying the US Postal Service is always backed up with packages and shit. Well, I can only imagine why. During her 2-month venture, reality star Steph worked every day to keep up with demand and says the key to smellier gas is banana protein shakes. Steph said, quote, "I decided to do it on a whim after people requested it a few times. As luck would have it, once I put the jars up for sale, they began to sell like hotcakes. I honestly could not believe the demand. I think a lot of people have this fetish in secret. I began this venture by eating mostly protein muffins, shakes, and also hard-boiled eggs. Since then, I've decided to branch out a little bit and try some new recipes to keep it exciting. I have been loving black bean salad, onion, ham and pepper omelets, and I have been making really good protein smoothies with lots of banana. I think that certain foods produce better smelling farts, so I usually tend to go with the smoothies as opposed to things such as cabbage and eggs." This entire article is just, I don't know, man. It hurts to read. I don't know if I really needed to get up today and figure out the key to the stinkiest farts. Something about this just isn't adding up, man. Imagine going to the fucking grocery store and the only things that you're checking out, right, and the cashier that's getting minimum wage standing there is just seeing you buy fucking 47 cans of black beans. Said black beans like it was porn. Black beans. Fucking onions, ham, and pepper, that's it, right? And some bananas and the shit to make protein smoothies. Literally eating British breakfast every single fucking day. I wonder what her family thinks about this, right? Like, I mean, I don't have a problem with her doing it because, like I said in the last video, right? I understand people are going to do things. Go get your check, right? Go get some money and everything. But like, what does your family think? I mean, I don't know. Like, imagine having to tell your dad like what you do for a job. Like, it's already hard enough trying to explain to my family that my job is literally to play video games and talk about shit on the internet. I can't imagine having to tell them that I made $250,000 literally just farting into jars. Then US Postal Priority shipping that shit to some guy in Washington. Despite the financial success, the reception to her unique business venture has been divided. Steph said, quote, "I have a lot of people praising me, calling me a girl boss, telling me that I inspire them to be unashamed of who they are and what they do, but on the other end, I've been getting a ton of negativity. I have even received death threats, people telling me that I should end my life and so on. I try my best to not react to these people and give them what they want, which is attention. In this day and age, we need to stop tearing people down for their choices, especially if their choices are literally hurting no one." Alright, yeah, I do think it is pretty literally insane to be sending death threats to somebody making money selling farts in a jar. Like, what do you want them dead for so bad, you know? What can really be getting you so goddamn mad about this that you legitimately want this person to fucking die? Yeah, she's making money in a weird way, and it's a way that people traditionally have never been able to make money off of and things like that, but I mean, it really isn't this serious. If anything, it's just fucking hilarious. Like, I think this is so fucking funny, right? And I know people are gonna think it's weird or it's gross or whatever because, you know, given the circumstances and everything, but I mean, I for one think it's wonderful that we live in a society where someone can make $250,000 selling fucking farted jars, right? And it's crazy because you know that people have opened that up and sniffed it. You know what I mean? These guys are fucking buying this for a ridiculous amount, $500 when it's on discount. Like, bro, if you don't go get you an iPad or something, like, what the fuck, you know? But people are unironically, like, buying this and opening it and taking a whiff. Is it like a one-time use product, or was it a one-time use product? Because, like, I would think once you open up your jar of fart or whatever, right, all the fart fucking marinades back up into the air, wrapping around your nose and giving it a smooch like that one episode of SpongeBob. I don't really know, man, but it's unfortunate that her career was sidelined so early. She had so much promise. She had so much potential, I guess, in this entire career field here, so I don't think she's necessarily too upset about it. She did make hundreds of thousands of dollars doing it, plus she was a reality television show star, and I believe she also might be a model, if I'm not completely mistaken about that. So, yeah, she's famous, she's gotten money, you know what I'm saying? She doesn't really give a shit, I'm pretty sure, but I just wanted to make a really quick update video about it. Thank you guys for watching. If you did enjoy, make sure to leave a like. Subscribe if you're brand new around here on the channel. Follow me over on Twitter and Twitch at @SubToOptimus. Make sure to check out Shop Opti down below. And until my next video, guys, this is Optimus, well, not buying a jar of farts, and signing out.